Welcome into the Jamey Chadwell Show. The playoffs start this week for Charleston Southern. Bucks head up to Liberty for a nationally ranked matchup against the Flames. 3:30 kickoff in Lynchburg. They'll do so at 5-3, 2-1 in Big South Conference play, coming off a tough 17-10 loss to Gardner-Webb. And Jamey, you knew this one was going to be one of the bigger games of your season, and now it's probably even bigger after this past week.
It is. Obviously, you hope every game is big, but we've put ourselves in a situation now where, we have to win out if we want any chance to obviously win the Big South and have a chance to go to playoffs. And it's unfortunate that, we're in that situation, but fortunate that we still have a chance. A lot of teams don't have a chance the last couple of weekends, and we still do. So we've got a lot to play for here, but we've really got to improve from our last week's game if we want to have a chance to win.
The Gardner-Webb game, what was the feeling amongst the coaching staff? What's the feeling coming out of that amongst the team?
Well, disappointment. I think we didn't obviously play as well as we'd like. I think a lot of that goes to Gardner-Webb. They did a nice job. We had chances there, especially in the first half, to put some distance between ourselves there right before halftime especially, and didn't get any points after being there inside the 15-yard line, and allowed them to hang around. And they made a lot of plays there in the, especially in the fourth quarter, the quarterback to give themselves a chance. And, we had chances at the end that didn't make it. So there was a lot of disappointment. I think a lot of soul searching. We'd been sort of just getting by anyway, and I'm hoping that, if you learn from it, if you learn from your mistakes, you learn from your failures, and you become better for them, then they pay off. And I'm hoping that, it pays off the lesson that we learned.
The payoff too, maybe you have a lot of people who were here for those years where you got close and just barely missed out on it. Maybe those experiences help a little bit.
I hope so. I think what happens when you get used to winning and you get a little, sometimes it's hard to do it. When you're always got the target on your back, it's hard unless you're just ultimately more talented than people. And I think our guys realized that if you don't come to play your best, days like that happen. And hopefully we'll remember, the feeling and go forward.
17-10, the final score between Charleston Southern and Gardner-Webb this past Saturday at Buccaneer Fields. We take a look at some first half highlights, and it starts out great. You go down the field quickly in 5 plays.
Yeah, I thought this is the first time that I think we'd had the ball first in the game all year long. So we wanted the opportunity to hopefully get some points on the board, and had a nice drive starting out.
Bucks came into this game on a 10-game home winning streak, 11-game Big South winning streak. Shane Busnell, the redshirt freshman quarterback. You guys moved down the field quickly here, and you really racked up a lot of points against Gardner-Webb the last 2 years, and maybe more of the same on this first drive.
Yeah, I thought we executed really well on this first drive here. We had a nice mix of some play actions and some some of our run game, and looking like it was going to be a good day for us.
Cam Brown over the middle for a big gain, sets up this Colton Korn touchdown pass. You're 2:34 in, you're up 7-0, and it's looking like more of the same.
Yeah, it was a nice throw and catch there. Got nice protection, and get a chance to go up 7-0. You're feeling pretty good about it.
Gardner-Webb came into this game 3-6, but it was a team that had been in a lot of games. I think it was 5 games by 10 or less, 4 one-possession games. Defense did a decent job bottling up for the most part in the first half.
Yeah, I thought we we bent but never really broke. I thought they moved the ball on us, and they did a nice job of playing some field position there in the first half. We kept them out of the end zone, but they made some nice runs, and I thought their quarterback did a nice job in the throwing game. We get a pick here, which was a big play there early in the first quarter, and get a chance where they look like they're driving to score, and we get the ball back.
Corbin Jackson, the Bucs senior safety, with the interception, negates a drive there. You take the lead into the second quarter, and you had some opportunities, as you said, to build on it, but just couldn't put points on the board.
Yeah, I thought they did a nice job, but we had some chances to make some plays, and for whatever reason, just didn't happen. We missed some here, we missed some there, and unfortunately, when you get behind the sticks like we did on this drive, you get a big turnover. Now you got a punt, and it gives them a ball and gives them a chance to get good field position.
We got good field position, can't take advantage of it for the most part. Maxwell, I think what we saw in the second half, obviously, is a much improved player from a year ago.
Yeah, I think he's always been able to run, but I think he made some nice throws in the pocket and did a nice job of finding receivers and buying time. And we had chances to get him down and just didn't do it.
Third down here, Bucks able to gets some pressure. Maxwell spins away from it, but he's tackled short of the sticks. And a couple of times in the first half with not the greatest field position, your defense did a good job to get stops.
I thought they did. We had a short field a couple times, and they did a nice job there. And then, we're right here before half. We make a big third down conversion right here to get ourselves inside the, right at the 30-yard line, 27-yard line. So we're in a good position here to get some points before the half.
33-yard pass to Cam Brown, his second big play of the first half. Mike Holloway breaks a couple of tackles here, gets you down near the 20-yard line, and you have a chance here for 6 points eventually after this sack, and unable to come up with the play.
Yeah, we can't take a sack there. Obviously, we got to get rid of the football. And then, that's disappointing. You're at the 15, you take a sack, so put yourself in second and long. So we get it into third and, 8 or whatever, and have a chance at a touchdown, don't make the play, and then, we miss a field goal here. And that's something that, he makes later on, but it's one you wish you'd have made there to give yourself a 10-0 lead going into half, and you're only up 7-0, which in a tight game, points matter. And it's just frustrating with, offensively we were down there and just didn't put the ball in the end zone.
7-0 CSU lead at the half. It was back and forth in the second half. We'll take a look at that after this on the Jamey Chadwell Show. Welcome back to the Jamey Chadwell Show as we take a look at some second half highlights from the Bucs game against Gardner-Webb this past Saturday. And we talked about it in that first segment, but up 7-0 at halftime, certainly an opportunity for more. What was your message at the break?
Well, I thought we obviously played pretty well on defense, and I thought we had, offensively had some chances, just trying to say, hey, we got to finish. We got to finish these plays, and we get a nice job of backing them up here and get them in a situation where it's second and long, and I think then end up getting them here in a third and long situation. So you're feeling good about the field position you got a chance to get right here.
Seth Harrelson with a nice tackle in the open field, done a solid job filling in, starting at outside linebacker. You get good field position, like you said. You can't quite take advantage of it to get points, but you end up backing them up eventually.
Well, we get down here and get a first down. We're at the 30 in a 1st and 10 situation. We get ourselves into fourth and short. Or a fourth down where we think we got a chance at a makeable fourth down, and then we get a penalty. And so you make the decision there, do you go for it? Right here we get a penalty there and feel like we had a chance to get the first down, and then you punt and you can back them up again. And then we have chances, to get them off the field here. I think it's 3rd down and 7 right here, and he's able to make a play right there. We got to make tackles.
Tyrell Maxwell ran for 144 yards in the second half of this game. He gets the big first down there on 3rd down and then breaks a 52-yard run here. And his ability to freelance really was the difference for them in the second half.
Yeah, we had a couple chances to make some plays on him, but he did. I think he was the guy that made the plays happen. He ran, broke some tackles, and we had chances on him, and he was better than us. I mean, truthfully, he did a great job, and you got to give your hat to him because he did a nice job.
That ties the game up at 7-7. CSU gets the football back here. Busnell on the keeper on first down is stuffed. You try to go play action here. You get some pressure and a sack, and you get in a tough spot again, a 3rd and long.
It was. It seemed like here in the second half, every opportunity, somebody took a chance at maybe having a breakdown, and it came at just the worst times. Sometimes you have those games, where, on that sack right there, we got a guy open for a first down, and got to deliver the football, and you got chances, and it just doesn't happen. And then, the penalty, we had 2 penalties, and they were both on 4th down, just
inopportune
times, and we have a chance there to pick, and it's sort of we don't get it, and then they go drive again, and I think we make him fumble right here, and we get a chance to get the ball, but they recover it, and so we had the ball on the ground a couple times, and had chances to make some plays, and we finally get it back right here, which was a huge play for us, and so we stop them, and now we got to go try to put some points on the board, and we get a nice drive down here and get a chance to get inside the red zone again.
This is late in the 3rd quarter after the Bucs were able to recover a fumble near midfield. It was Seth Harrelson who recovered the fumble, and you keep it on the ground and you methodically move it down the field here.
Yeah, we wanted to try to get back and try to pound it and drive the football, and so we do a nice job of doing that. We put ourselves in a situation where we're 3rd, I think right here, 3rd and 1 is the deal, and get a penalty right here on a 4th and short that we got a chance to get inside the 15, and we have to settle for a field goal. And we make the field goal, which is nice, but you want the touchdowns. You want to be up 7, and but we get the field goal in, so you're feeling decent. It's 10-7, 13 minutes to go. You want to hope that you play some good defense and get the ball back and that we can try to score again.
38-yard field goal by Tyler Tekak. You were able to get a stop, but then they get it back and they move down the field here with another drive behind Maxwell.
Yeah, I thought he did a nice job scrambling. We had some chances. We lost leverage on him, and when he does that, he's able to scramble around and make some plays. And they took a lot of the clock out and drove the football. We missed a couple tackles, and they broke some decent runs and put themselves in a situation to have a chance to take the score or tie it.
The 13-play drive for Gardner-Webb that took up over 15 minutes, mostly on the ground, but that is something he seems to do better this year. At least in the short passing game, was pretty accurate.
Yeah, he made it. I think that's where he improved tremendously in their short game. He made some throws that maybe he hadn't made in the past, and kept us on our toes a little bit.
Saw the 38-yard field goal for Tekak. Eventually, this drive's going to end in a 39-yard field goal by Paul Schumacher. So, all things considered, you take that, still 10-10. The game's still right there for you.
Right, it is 10-10. 3 minutes to go. We get a chance to get the football back, and we get off to a good start right here, right away, and get a nice block and run. So we're at the 45. You're feeling pretty good about where you're at. We'll drive down and try to make some plays. We get ourselves here. We're second and long. We miss a pass on first down, but we get to 3rd and 5, which is makeable. Have a chance here to try to make a play. We feel like we have somebody open. Shane feels like he gets in the pocket, so he scrambles up. And right here, we're on 3rd down, and they make a big 3rd down, and then they get the ball, and the guy's wide open across the middle, and does a nice job. They get down here and get into some field goal range, and he does a nice job of scrambling out, and we just can't tackle him.
It's a 27-yard pass to the tight end Estes. You mentioned the 3rd down that looked like you might have him on the sideline. He was able to cut back for a 1st down, and a couple of big runs in a row here. Eventually he's going to lead to a short touchdown pass. He's knocked out at the 1-yard line here. They go up on this TD to the tight end Estes, who made some plays for them throughout the day.
He did, made a couple of nice catches, and they scored. And give them credit on the drive. When we got 20 seconds to try to make something happen, and Rob comes in here and does a nice job of scrambling and throws one deep. And this is a great catch by Larry Jones right there, just going over the defender and gets ourselves in a situation 10 seconds left where we have a chance to try to make a couple plays in the end zone. 55-yard
pass, Mitchell with a great throw, Jones with the catch, and a chance here over the middle. Colton unfortunately can't come up with it.
Yeah, I had a chance here. Colton typically makes a play like that, and it just, for whatever reason, wasn't ready to make it. But and then we have another chance, and I'd like to see us, Cam compete a little harder there for the ball, and but they made some plays.
17-10 the final, and obviously afterward the disappointment, but coming out of that the last couple of days, how have you seen the team respond?
Well, I think we've had a good attitude about it. Sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, sometimes you need something that maybe kickstarts you a little bit, and it's been an interesting season, so to speak, and a lot of those things end up weighing on you, and I think you just feel like sometimes you can show up and just do status quo and get by, and we learned we can't do that. But our attitude was great yesterday and Monday, and had a really solid practice yesterday. So we know what's at stake coming forward. We know we're playing a really good team in a great environment, and we still have everything that we want out there. So that's up to us.
One of CSU's leaders that will try to help right the ship is Eric Austell, senior left tackle. We had a chance to talk to him. Here's a bit of that on the Jamey Chadwell Show.
Eric Austell arrived at Charleston Southern as a 230-pound defensive lineman. He'll leave as a 280-pound All-American offensive lineman with NFL prospects. It's been quite a transformation for the Bucs left tackle, who still recalls his reaction when Jamey Chadwell and Gabe Gardenia informed him of the switch to the O-line 3.5 years ago.
Never playing offensive line in my life, and just thinking about the first time I'll ever play OL is at a D1 college in a D1 game, and I've always been on defense, or I played a little bit, quarterback, a little bit fullback. It's just completely different. But they gave me a shot, and I wanted to play football. So that's probably the best thing I remember, is just having the opportunity and making the most of it.
Austell started in CSU's 2013 comeback win over the Citadel and has been a fixture ever since. A key part of a top 20 rushing offense for 3 years running, Austell is anchoring the nation's sixth-best ground game this season. He'll make his 37th career start Saturday at Liberty, and it's a safe bet the Bucs will make an effort to run behind big number 76.
You know, Eric's always been a really natural athlete, and he's really, really strong, and he's mean as a rattlesnake. And so just, you know, he was kind of like, you know, riding a bike or a duck in water. You know, threw him up there and just was able to really quickly see how he would fit in well with our style of offense. Just the way he moved, the power he played with, his ability to get to the second level. He really just stood out more than you would think. A kid who was practicing for the second time ever.
While transforming his body, Austell has lent a hand in transforming the Bucs program. The man who helped him most in the weight room, CSU strength and conditioning coach Chad Scott, deserves his share of praise for the turnaround.
He made us realize we didn't have to accept the old Charleston Southern where being 5-6 was all right. You know, being 0-11 was, you know, it was bad, but it wasn't the end of the world, you know. He made us you know, say, why not? Why can't we go down the road and beat Citadel? You know, why can't we go you know, up to the Rock and beat App State? You know, why not? So it was pretty cool being a part of that whole change.
Also instrumental in Austell's growth has been Gardenia, CSU's offensive line coach and O coordinator.
Coach G, you know, he's a character, and he still gets after me. It drives me crazy. He's the same way with everybody. You know, when you come in and you don't know anything, he's gonna, if you want the extra help, he's gonna, you know, help you out. He's gonna stay with you after practice. He's gonna, you know, coach you up on your technique and all that stuff. He was obviously, he's the only offensive line coach I've had, so he's been huge, and you know, everything I know I've learned from him.
Austell has paid it forward this year on an offensive line that's had to deal with its share of injuries. Gardenia sees Austell's blend of ability and savvy as reason he's drawing interest from NFL scouts.
I really feel like he's the total package in a lot of ways. Even when he's having a bad day, you know, he doesn't just tear everybody down. He gets frustrated like anybody does, but Eric's got a good quality of holding everyone to a high level of accountability, but also achieving that high level of accountability himself.
Austell hopes to step up and lead the Bucs into the FCS playoffs, an experience he missed out on last year when he was sidelined with an injury. After that, it could be time for the NFL, a realization that's hard to believe for the Warner Robins, Georgia native. For now, though, the focus is singular.
Got to win, you know, and you just got to take it a day by day. But you know, everybody in that locker room knows, you know, we're playing for a playoff spot. You know, right now we're in the playoffs. You know, so we got, the way we're looking at it, hopefully we got 7 games left.
Back on the Jamey Chadwell show, senior left tackle Eric Austell has been a 4-year starter for the Bucs and comes in as defensive lineman, ends up being an offensive lineman, might end up in the NFL. It's quite a story.
It is quite a story, you know, and it's a story of perseverance. It's a story of hard work. It's a story of having just a strong belief in yourself, and he's been tremendous. You know, basically a walk-on and was promised some money from a previous staff, and but did everything that he's supposed to do to try to put himself in a position to play. And he's a captain, and he's well respected on our team, and he loves being a part of what we're doing and loves being here. And he's just a great example of I think, of the Charleston Southern football player, and we wouldn't have had this success over the last few years if it wasn't for him.
Gabe Gardenia, your O-line coach, O-coordinator, said it was pretty early once you guys switched him that you realized he was going to be pretty good. Why was that?
Well, I think one, he had a defensive mentality at offensive line, which is what you want. He's got a little nastiness and a toughness to him that, you know, typically offensive linemen don't have. And so, one, you saw that. Two, you can tell that he was athletic, you know, and he had some ability there that, you know, most big guys don't. But I think three, more so, is he's such a perfectionist. He's such a worker. He wants to do everything right, and when he doesn't, he can get upset. And you knew it was so important to him. And I think that's part of it. If something's important to you, you'll do everything you can to try to be the best at it, and that's what he's done.
Austell and the offensive line were big your last time at Liberty. You guys had almost 600 yards of offense. beat them last year too. You go up there, if they win, they're outright Big South champs. We know what you guys have to do. Should be a good atmosphere, and you'll definitely have to be at your best.
We will. It should be a great one. I'm sure they're going to be packed out, and it's a unique place to play. It's a tough place to play, but our guys will have confidence going up there. I mean, I feel, we had a hiccup, and that happens. I still feel strongly about the team that we have and what we can get accomplished. We've just made it harder on us. We talked about we were climbing a mountain, and that mountain has been pretty smooth, and we've made it really rough here the last week, and so no room for error. No room for error at all. But usually this team, with their backs against the wall, performed, and we'll go up and play well. Now, will it be good enough? I don't know, but we'll go up and play well. I believe that wholeheartedly.
What do you need to do offensively to get back on track?
Well, I think we got to get the quarterback comfortable. We moved the ball. We had a chance where we moved it and made some big plays, but we never made the big play. We never made the explosive play. And when we needed to continue to move the chains there, we were inconsistent. And I think we've got to get our quarterbacks comfortable, try to find ways to get a little bit more explosive plays from the pass game or the run game to help offset the offense there, because we had some chances to make some big plays and for whatever reason just missed them. And so it's something we got to improve on.
What is Liberty doing best? Pretty similar to what their identity's been these last few years.
Yeah, I think they're big up front, and they're doing a nice job of driving the football, up front and with running it, and then their quarterback is a young kid. He's very talented and he really throws the ball well. So they've been really smart about where they take their chances, and he does a nice job in the pocket. And when he gets the ball out, he throws it really well. So we've got to be able to find a way to get some pressure on them and stop their run game so they can't just pound it on us.
The Bucs will try for their third straight win over Liberty in Lynchburg Saturday. It's a 3:30 kickoff at Williams Stadium. You can watch the game on ESPN3. For Jamey Chadwell, my name's Kevin O'Rourke. Thanks for watching the Jamey Chadwell Show.